Hey, what's up? I'm your metaphysical advisor, Montre Bible. Today I am just kind of chatting a little bit and just sharing my thoughts about a few different things. Usually I do videos about tarot and astrology and numerology and what's going on, but I oftentimes like to make videos about just some of my thoughts. And so this is what we're doing today. Topic of the day: bisexual men. For those that don't know, I am bisexual. My sexual orientation is bisexual. I have no problem with that. If people have problems with that, it's neither here or there. I don't care. I'm about to turn 44. Woo! So I've been in this game a minute. Uh, when I've had girlfriends, I've been open and honest about it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on who that person is. It doesn't really, that's neither here or there. Um, if you have questions about that, I can go in more in depth about that. My experience with women, my experience with men, I prefer men. Um, but that still doesn't make me homosexual. I'm very much familiar with women, and I don't see it as a bad thing. I've talked to gay guys before, homosexual, like purely as we would call gold gays or platinum gays, guys who've never had sex with women, and they definitely have an opinion about bisexuality. A lot of gay guys don't want to date bisexual guys. I don't. I'm not very open with it. I don't feel the need to tell everybody. It's like, hey, because I don't actively do it. I just, whoever I like, I like. Of course, I told you I prefer guys. If a girl comes around, which is a blue moon, that I'm open to it. Um, Mostly in my youthful days, I dated more girls, and that was fine. Um, I wasn't at the level where I felt like I'd do anything for them or anything like that. Everything was emotional for me. You know, um, Whereas I know women look for stability and stuff like that. At that age, no. I was just kind of this kid who was just kind of doing everything and wilding out. And, you know, probably not what girls are looking for. Uh, Not quite what guys are looking for either. You got to be honest about it. Uh, but I did what I did. I lived life and figured people out and had relationships and not all good at all. But you learn from people and you move on. When it comes to bisexual men, I think this world is still trying to get to a place where it's accepting. We have gotten to this place where we're accepting trans people, we're accepting trans women, trans men. But when it comes to bisexual men, oh Lord God, no. Which is really weird. How did we skip? We said LG, skip that B, go to T. And bisexual women, yes, it's fine. We love bisexual women. Women who are expressing their sexuality with both men and women, great. We love that. Trans men, guys who want to be women, we love that. Yes. Yes. Trans men and trans women. Girls who want to be men. Yes. Guys who want to be girls now. Yes, we celebrate that. The guys who are open about their acceptance of both men and women. Oh, you're confused. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with a man loving sex. There's nothing wrong with a man loving to have sex with men and women. Just it's a different experience. It's to be able to do that. It's For a man to understand his own sexuality, to be acceptance of his own sexuality, is a strong place to be. Actually, you know, everybody ain't the same. You can't come from a monolith kind of idea. This is how people are, because men and women both think differently. So it's almost like being bilingual. You have to speak two different languages with two different type of people. And women are complicated in themselves, and men are too. But to be able to get along with both and to sexually experience yourself with them is a challenge. It's a challenge. Now, not all bisexual men are the same. You have, when it comes to sexuality, you have men who are tops and aggressive, and there are men who are like to be passive. You're going to have men, yes, they actually take the passive role, not only in relationships but sexually. That's quite different, you know. And I think this is where women feel like, am I satisfying all his needs? Am I going to be enough woman for him? Yeah, it depends. You know, it depends on what he's looking for. If he is he looking for a hole, is he looking for a dick? And I hate to be blunt like that, you know. But even then, there are I've met bisexual women or pansexual women who are very aggressive, and they don't mind being the aggressor. They don't mind being more aggressive. Not my cup of tea. I mean, I like tomboys and girls who are a little bit of masculine. I think prissy girls are kind of like, ooh. I like femininity though. If I'm gonna deal with a girl, I like femininity. But when it gets to so much where you got to do everything for them, you're like, come on, really, girl? It's like, come on, you got two legs. Um, Only because I was raised around a lot of strong women who know what to do and do their own thing. Um, but that's neither here or there. Um, but that is attractive to me when a girl knows how to do her own thing. It's like, ah, cool, you know. Maybe I'm not attractive to her though, because I'm like, oh, I'm an artist and stuff like that. So I'm more of the artistic kind of dude, more spiritual kind of dude. This is not my dating ad. But I'm just kind of reflecting on the thoughts of, you know, even to this day, we're in 2022, and the idea of bisexual men is still taboo. It's still taboo. Even in the black community, it's like, oh, either be gay or not, you know. But I don't think you can't choose that. You can't choose. If I find a girl sexy, I think a girl is still sexy, you know, and I'm like, oh, she's cute. Not that I wanted to be with her or live with her. Like in my 40s, I realized I like living with myself. I've had girls uh, be in my place, and it's annoying because women are very territorial. And I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I got women followers, so I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Y'all are territorial. So, and I find that kind of intrusive a little bit. I've never had guys do that, where you have them over or you're dating them for whatever certain amount of time, and they start hiding stuff in your apartment. You're like, what is this? And it feels intrusive. It's like you're slowly trying to take over my place. uh, I've never seen guys do that. Guys don't do that. um Guys are not as committal, and you're constantly chasing after guys, and maybe that's kind of the intrigue a little bit, that you never really have a guy, because guys who are perpetually single, even if you think you have them, they're in there. And we always are like that. We're always kind of feeling like, I'm my own person. So you really never own a guy. You think you do. Not really. Um, with guy relationships, you understand that, and you have to give another guy that freedom to kind of do whatever, and just trust that okay, I got you at least here, um, or here. Um, depends on that person. But with women, I mean, if a girl doesn't like you, if you don't have her, you know it. She's just not going to be there. She's going to be with somebody else. At least you have that certainty. If she likes you, you have her. She's changing your world. She's doing things. She's trying to put her print on your life. You're like, oh, whether you want it or not. If you want it, that's great. If you don't want it, then it's intrusive. And I think at the times that I've experienced it, it was intrusive, and I wasn't ready for that kind of thing. I was like, you're all in my life. You're all in my business, and I don't like it. Nor were you invited. So I think at that state, it's more of a mental thing. It's a emotional thing, and that's just coming from a bisexual standpoint, and that has nothing to do with sex. It just talks about the dynamics of the relationship and how it works. I see myself as more of a free spirit type person, and I can't speak for everybody because I'm a more free spirit type of person, and I like my space. I need it to be respected. That's just simply as it is. I think in general with bisexual men, most of them probably keep it a secret because it's frowned upon. It's more acceptable the lighter you are. As in bisexual white men can probably openly practice bisexuality, still get married, and be fine. Not so much with a bisexual black man. If he's more open, the tendency that he will probably be in the single world and practicing single life probably longer. Even if he's very sexy, he'll probably be someone who's just sexually objectified. I see a lot of guys that women want, and they're probably known bisexual, but what they live they're just a sexual life. Like they're either OnlyFans dancers or something like that. Nothing wrong with that. But they're just like, and it could be a defensive mechanism. I don't know. I know some very sexy men, and they probably have kids too, but they haven't settled down. They're just sexual icons, basically. They're men that women look at upon as just wow, and men look at upon as wow, but I don't see them really settling down with anybody. I'm neither here or there. Then there are those who are just really secretive and they don't tell anybody. Sometimes I feel like the black community in America, they rather that women tend to not want to know if a man is bisexual. They rather him be DL, yet they want to know if a guy is sleeping around with other guys. If they find out, then they're not going to sleep with him. So what's the point? That guy wants her, if he's sexually all of that. If he knows that a girl is going to be turned off by any aspect of him, he's not going to show that aspect of him. Point blank. Like if he snores at night and he finds out that she doesn't like guys that snore, he's not going to tell her he snores. I think we got to get to a point where we understand that there are bisexual men, and that's not a bad thing. That's just what it is. It's not something that they're trying to do. It's just they're horny guys who don't care. They will really. It's not bisexual. It's some more almost like polyamorous. Because if you like trans women, men and women, then you're polyamorous. But if you like men and women, but not so much trans, you want your man to be a man or you want your girl to be a girl, you're bisexual. If you only like, yeah, okay. If you only like girls, you're straight. But if a hole is a hole, that's how I used to say when I was young. I said a hole is a hole. Hey, I get it when I get it. Then it's bisexuality. It's just like sex is sex. You know, it feels good. It does. Sex feels great. It feels great. Um, which is why I think it needs to be understood that if a man knows his sexuality, he's comfortable with it, then it is what it is. You ain't got to sleep with him. No one's forcing you to sleep with anybody. You have a choice of that, but you should understand that a man that knows what he likes is far more comfortable with sex and knows way more how to navigate sex because he's more explorative. I'm just saying. I've had a lot of fun with bisexual girls because they seem to be more, they like to experiment with different things. But with any experimentation, when it comes to sex, it needs to be communication of what you like and what you don't like. That's just it, so, or I don't want to school you guys about sex talk and how to navigate that. But I don't know how old you are. Most of my listeners and viewers in their 30s and 40s. So hopefully you've gotten to that level where at least you can communicate with your sexual partners and tell them what you want and what you don't want and what feels comfortable and what doesn't. And if you want to explore something, you can. And if you're not getting what you want, let them know. We've gotten to this age where if you're not getting what you want sexually, then what's the problem? Like, say what you want, especially if you want it from a particular person. And if you're not getting that from that particular person, then maybe find somebody else. That's just what it is. Everybody's body is different, and what feels good to you is different. What you're turned on with is different. It could be hormones, it could be chemical, and it may be just something what somebody's doing. So I'm just saying, be open-minded to how you feel, and be open-minded with your partners and how you're expressing that and who you are. Whether you are a man who likes a little bit something extra, a little different, or you're a girl who is trying to figure out what her man is about. Bisexuality is not a bad thing. If you think it is, you probably learned that from religion. Just see it as somebody trying to figure out themselves and their sexuality. And it doesn't mean that they're going to cheat on you. It doesn't mean that they're going to leave you for somebody else. It just means they're a little bit more open to their sexuality, and that they're open to more options. Just like somebody dating outside of their race, they're more open to more options. They're not going to limit themselves to one particular thing. But that's not a bad thing. That means that you just need to communicate more to that person and see what they like. Okay. Someone's sexual orientation does not denote a cheater. A cheater is a cheater because of their mental instability or their insecurity. So somebody can be polyamorous, but that doesn't mean they're a cheater. That means that they want more than one relationship, and they're going to tell you that. I'm not polyamorous, so I'm not going to date multiple people. I'm jealous, but I'm expressed that ahead of time. So that's another video. But I just want people to get out of that stigma that bisexuality means cheater, or I'm going to cheat on you, or that guy's going to cheat on me, or that girl's going to cheat on me, or somebody else, or they want multiple, or they're polyamorous. Bisexuality and polyamorous are two different things. All right. So that's the topic, and I'm going to end it there. Remember, leave me a comment on what you think about it and your views on it. I know this is a hot button because you guys keep talking and asking me questions about it. But let me know where you are right now and how you feel about your sexuality, what you can actually deal with, in what you want somebody to tell you, and make your reality happen, because if you don't do it, then who will? Talk to you guys later. Peace out.